A town's journey through time. Once upon a time, in a small town called Greenwood, the people were excited. They were going to open a time capsule. The time capsule was buried 50 years ago. Everyone in the town was looking forward to this day. The mayor of Greenwood, Mr. Brown, planned a big celebration. There would be food, music, and games for the children. People were happy to see their friends and neighbors. It was a sunny day, perfect for a celebration. Before opening the time capsule, Mr. Brown gave a speech. He said, 50 years ago, our grandparents buried this time capsule. They wanted to share their memories and dreams with us. Today, we will see what they left for us. We will also think about our town's past and future. The people of Greenwood gathered around the time capsule. It was a big metal box buried in the ground. With a big shovel, Mr. Brown dug the box out. Everyone clapped and cheered. The box was heavy and covered in dirt. They cleaned it and put it on a table. Then, Mr. Brown opened the box with a key. The people of Greenwood could not wait to see what was inside. First, they found letters. The letters were written by the people who lived in Greenwood 50 years ago. The letters talked about their lives, their families, and their dreams. Everyone listened as Mr. Brown read the letters aloud. Some people laughed, and some people cried. The letters were full of stories about the town's history. There was a letter from a man named John, who wrote about the big flood that had happened 60 years ago. The flood had destroyed many homes, but the people of Greenwood had come together to rebuild. Another letter was from a woman named Mary, who shared her memories of working at the town's bakery. She talked about the delicious bread and pastries she made with her own hands. She also mentioned her dreams of opening her own bakery someday. Next, they found photos. The photos showed the town 50 years ago. There were pictures of the old school, the church, and the main street. The people of Greenwood were amazed to see how much their town had changed. They found pictures of the old town square, where people used to gather to celebrate holidays and special events. There was a picture of a group of children playing in the park, and another of the old library, which had been replaced with a new, modern building. Then, they found a small music box. It played a beautiful song. An old lady in the crowd said, "I remember this song. We used to dance to it when we were young." The people of Greenwood danced to the old song, just like their grandparents did. As the celebration continued, people talked about the time capsule. They shared stories about their grandparents and the old days. They also talked about the future of their town. Tom, a young boy in Greenwood, was inspired by the time capsule. He said, "I want to bury a time capsule for our grandchildren. We can put our letters, photos, and memories in it." The people of Greenwood agreed with Tom. They thought it was a great idea. In the weeks that followed, the people of Greenwood worked together to create a new time capsule. They wrote letters about their lives, their families, and their dreams for the future. They also took photos of their town and the people who lived there. Some people wrote about their favorite memories, like the annual town fair or the time they won the big football game. Others wrote about their hopes for the future, like creating a better school for their children or starting a new business. On a sunny day, the people of Greenwood gathered once again. They brought their letters, photos, and other special things to put in the time capsule. The new time capsule was bigger and shinier than the old one. Before they buried the time capsule, Mr. Brown gave another speech. He said, "Today, we are sharing our memories and dreams with our grandchildren. We hope that they will learn from us and make our town even better in the future." The people of Greenwood buried the time capsule in the same spot as the old one. They marked the spot with a big stone. The stone had the date and a message for the future. It said, "To our grandchildren, we hope you enjoy our memories and dreams. With love, the people of Greenwood." As the sun set, the people of Greenwood went home. They felt happy and closer to their friends and neighbors. The time capsule had brought them together. They knew that their town's future was bright. Years passed, and the people of Greenwood grew older. They never forgot the time capsule and the special day when they opened it. The children of Greenwood grew up hearing stories about the time capsule. They knew about the old photos, letters, and the music box. They also knew that their parents and grandparents had buried a new time capsule for them. Years went by, and Greenwood continued to change. New buildings were built, and old ones were replaced. But the people of Greenwood never forgot their history and their connection to the past. 50 years after the new time capsule was buried, the people of Greenwood once again planned a celebration. The children who had listened to the stories were now adults with children of their own. They were excited to open the time capsule and share the experience with their families. The new mayor of Greenwood, Mrs. Johnson, organized the celebration. Just like the one 50 years ago, there was food, music, and games for the children. It was another sunny day, perfect for a celebration. Mrs. Johnson gave a speech before opening the time capsule. She said, "Today, we are here to remember our past and think about our future. Our parents and grandparents left us a gift. Let's see what they wanted to share with us." The people of Greenwood gathered around the time capsule, just like they had done 50 years ago. They dug up the shiny box and placed it on a table. With excitement in her eyes, Mrs. Johnson opened the box. Inside the box, they found letters written by their parents and grandparents. The letters talked about their hopes and dreams for Greenwood. They also found photos of the town and the people who lived there 50 years ago. As Mrs. Johnson read the letters aloud, the people of Greenwood felt a strong connection to the past. They saw how much their town had changed and grown over the years. They also realized how important it was to keep their history alive and pass it on to future generations. The celebration brought back many memories for the people of Greenwood. They remembered the stories their parents and grandparents had shared with them. They also thought about the future and how they could continue to make Greenwood a great place to live. Inspired by the time capsule, the people of Greenwood decided to create a new tradition. Every 50 years, they would bury a new time capsule for future generations to discover. This would keep the history of Greenwood alive and help connect the past with the future. As the sun set on the day of the celebration, the people of Greenwood felt a deep sense of pride and unity. They knew that their town had a rich history, and a bright future. They also knew that they had an important role to play in preserving and sharing the story of Greenwood for generations to come.